Ascension Pioneers, and welcome to my video update about the real purpose of the pyramids. As you know, I was speaking about this before, and I mentioned that each pyramid has different levels of their purpose. So in each level, the purpose works on a different level. But there's something I want to share today because last week there was a message coming in inbox about the Bosnian pyramids where I was myself in 2011, which was very much in alignment with my Ascension Pioneers path. It was in the same sequences of the monthly cycles. I remember it was all very much connected. And there was a message coming from Salvador Kelly about the Bosnian pyramids. He visited them as well, and I had a dream about him and other team of guides and myself. That was maybe 1 year ago. A bit more, that we went and visited that together, and there were just some things that we were discussing in a circle, and it was very interesting. So he shared that the builders of those Bosnian pyramids were the Pleiadians, and I just smiled because I knew this myself, because I was there, and I did remember my Pleiadian origin. And there's something I want to share here today about the bigger scheme of those things. So let me begin. You have to know that Earth is built like a galactic library in a sense. So Earth has, let's say it, footprints of each civilization that was seeded from the stars. So there's different lineages and different star systems that left their footprint and they left their signature there. And when they were existing here, when they were guided to come here and they established a link with the early societies at that time, when they wanted to teach further advanced knowledge to them and shared their tools and resources, what they did is, in order for them to establish the link with their own star system, they created these blocks of stone, through the techniques that were used back then with levitation and sound and all those advanced techniques that we have forgotten, at this level, at this point right now. And this is the so-called lost knowledge. So these beings, these cultures, that they establish these like pillars, like pillars for them to keep the connection between themselves on an earthly point and their true star origin, and that they would receive that information and always stay in alignment with that. So each pyramid, it's not just one pyramid. As you know, there's a set of pyramids, and they're always in alignment with that particular star system. There's many things that were actually going on in the earthly history that they're written in the halls of records, and that hall of records is not just physical. Because in the physical you can destroy the lost knowledge, you can make sure that it's destroyed, but you can never destroy the ethereal imprint of all that is and what was happening and what is happening and what shall continue to unfold. So everything is written there, and in a way, when they built that, they kept the connection with their star system. So each pyramid is actually a pyramidal system, and it aligns with that particular star origin. So Bosnian pyramids, these were the only pyramids that I was actually guided to visit. When I went there, I felt like, the whole land of Bosnia, it's very dense. There was a lot of war there, a lot of poverty, a lot of misery. There's heavy karmic things going on there. But the place where the pyramids are, it's just completely different, because a lot of the energy is still coming through. The energies are not the way they were when they were brand new and they were serving their true higher purpose at that time of their seeding, of their building. But there's still energy coming through, and the more that we are aligning, with the new and with the reestablishment of the lost ancient knowledge, which, like I said, it can never really be lost, and it never was lost. They're reactivating their energy centers. So when I was there, and I remember just being there made me feel really like home, and we were sleeping in tents, above these grounds, because these pyramids are still very much undiscovered, and everything's like, just go there, whatever. It's still not so much restricted, and it's very much, that's how it was back then. It was very on the loose. So we just met some people and we went there. It was very interesting. And I remember during the last days, I had one little soul retrieval when I was there for a reason to reactivate a part of that missing link. And I just felt energy going in my body, like through the fingers and entering my body. And I felt, wow, soul retrieval energy, how amazing, I'm getting these downloads that I need. And I knew that I was guided to go there specifically because I was really pulled out of all the places and that I wanted to visit. You know, the mind can want many things, but this was the only thing that I knew that it's a calling that I had to visit. That's the difference between wanting and having to. It's, you know, just so natural. And I just remember it was really, it felt like home. And on each part of the journey, because that was like a sacred pilgrimage journey a few years back. It was the heart-shaped journey through the center of these lands, you know. And this is actually in the center of the Europe. It's also with our country, Slovenia. And this is, you know, where our country has the word love in the middle. So it's like in the center of Europe, and this is the center of this energy for Europe. And of course, it's very hidden. You know, that's where the most karmic things were unfolding for our part of the earth. And still, there's these leftovers there, and it was just very interesting, you know. And I knew back then that only where you're meant to go, or you're guided to go, this is where your energy alignment, you know. It's not just you're going to visit as a tourist, just wow, it's very pretty, and you're just admiring the monuments. This is not the real purpose. So I want to say something else, that usually if you're guided to go to certain pyramids and their system, this is something really coming from your soul. If it's just, ooh, I want to go here and here and here, it's just really not. It's more of the mind. But it's okay if you want that experience. For those of us who only wish to really go where it's of the highest intent, and if it's needed, if it's something that's needed for a further advancement, expansion, and the service work that we're doing, it's going to be there. So the real purpose of the pyramids was always to keep that link, because Earth is this galactic library. And like I said, there were many things happening on Earth. That's why you have the example, for example, let's take the Egyptian pyramids. The first primary influence was, of course, Syrian. It was of the serious nature, and they were called the cat people. And then they're later, you say they're aligned with the Orion constellation. And there was the Orion influence there later on. So there were just these different things and agendas, and, you know, first we had real seeding of light and enriching the humans with more knowledge, and then the other beings came who wanted the other agendas, and the dark priesthood and the mystery schools were tainted. They were no longer pure. And it was just also a lot because the humans at that point didn't have the right, proper understanding, and they didn't understand the true meaning of, let's take the example of the gold, and why these beings have certain garments. So they attributed that to wrong parameters. So they didn't have the proper understanding. So therefore they were not discerning enough to really understand which influence is there to better advance them through benevolence and what isn't. But the real purpose of the pyramids is, you have to know that they're all over the world. They're everywhere. And hidden or unhidden, it doesn't matter. They were built as kind of like the Earth is a tiny miniature globus, not just, you know, earthly origin, but also a direct reflection, like a map of the stars. So the same way we're looking at the stars, the pyramids are like these representation of these maps of the stars for us. And they do link with star origin, and they do link with different cultures that came here to share their influences. I don't know what more purposes they will continue to play, but it's definitely for a lot of the preparation that was served for the higher advancement in this age, which is a transition age into the new, was probably, it has to deal with the pyramidal energy that is activated through the higher spiritual archetypes, which is, you know, each pyramid also has the ethereal form. It's actually a tetrahedron. It's like a Merkaba. It's not just this shape, but it's also the ethereal shape. And it does represent the masculine and feminine coming together. And if we only look at them physically, we're going to miss the point. So if you're really being guided towards pyramids and their true meanings, they're not just like, oh, they're interesting because they're pyramids, right? And they're huge and we don't know how they came into being. When we really take a look at them from a deeper aspect of creation and the history of human origin, we can see deeper game unfolding here. And it can teach us a lot. It can teach us a lot about how cultures and their influences here on the earth were actually playing this out, and why it was important for them they wanted to see the certain aspect of their being back then, and they knew that what they were creating is not just for them and their link, but also for the next generations and for this age of transition that we're now in. So I'm sure you will get some more insights yourself when you're gonna just be in your own meditative space of receiving. But this is something I really wanted to share today, and it was just really beautiful when I saw the word Pleiadian. I'm like, no wonder, I talk a lot about this Pleiadian energy and influence on our planet, which was the primary influence before all other influences began. So it's very beautiful, and the Bosnian pyramids are very ancient, very old. And we will see, maybe one day, take a trip again, maybe a few of us, who knows, right? So take care. I hope you like this video, and I hope you like the mystery of the pyramids, because it is vast, it is infinite. So until next video, until next time, bye-bye. So much love, wisdom, and power.